Aaron Judge headlines sports in the Bronx this week. Of course he does. We kick things off with our weekly home run tracker for the Bronx Bomber star, the Judge Report. The pending free agent is having a year of years here in the BX. He blasted number 42 over the weekend and entered the week on pace for 66 long balls this season. That mark would surpass Yankee great Roger Maris of 61 in 1961. That remains the American League home run record. Judge needs to average just one dinger every 3 games to eclipse Maris's record. Just one dinger every 3 games. Our Bronx Athlete of the Week goes to the favorite for the American League Most Valuable Player Award, and that, of course, is Mr. Judge. He continued to show that he can keep pace with legends, becoming the second fastest player in American League / National League history to blast 200 career home runs in the Bombers' 8-2 victory over the Kansas City Royals at Yankee Stadium last Saturday afternoon. Judge doing his thing with many legends looking on during Yankees Old Timers Day. Aaron Judge, man, having a season to remember. Judge's Major League leading 42nd home run was his 12th long ball in 14 games, the most in a 14-game span in franchise history. He eclipses the legendary Babe Ruth, 41 homers in 1928, for the most home runs ever hit by a Yankee before August 1st. That stat comes amid a surge that puts Judge on track to shatter Maris's AL single-season record. Judge taking the 5th spot here on the front end of 5-on-5. Meantime, the newest Yankee outfielder comes in at 4. Ahead of this week's MLB trade deadline, the Yankees made their first move. They acquired all-star outfielder Andrew Benintendi from the Royals for 3 pitching prospects. The 28-year-old former Boston Red Sox star comes to the Bronx batting a pristine .320. That earned him his first All-Star Game berth. He will replace Joey Gallo in the outfield. The newest Yankee and former Sox champion loves his new address.
I've seen how this place can get and how pumped up and how energized it can get, so I'm excited to be out there and be able to call this my home stadium now.
Yankees also picking up some pitching at the deadline, getting Frankie Montas from the A's and Scott Efros from the Cubs. In the 3rd spot, the Yanks' crosstown rivals, the New York Mets, while the Pinstripers have headlined in the American League. The Mets continue to be among the toast of the town in the National League. That included a mini 2-game sweep over the Yanks last week in Queens. The Mets sweeping the Subway Series and also feeling good after signing their first-round pick in the MLB draft. Here's more with the franchise's potential future starting catcher.
I've been working out, swinging the bat a little bit, throwing a little bit, just doing it at a very light amount right now. Obviously, it's going to ramp up in the next couple weeks. So right now, just tried to keep a little bit together, and then that's how I stay in shape for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
In the present, excited for the Bronx version of the Subway Series later this month. We shift gears here to the 2 spot for our racing spotlight. Our BronxNet cameras captured the IndyCar / NASCAR crossover at Indianapolis Motor Speedway last weekend. What an incredible weekend of racing at IMS. Friend of the show, Alexander Rossi, is back on top, folks. The drought is finally over for him. Rossi won the Gallagher Grand Prix on Saturday on the IMS road course to snap a 49-race winless streak, earning his first victory since capturing the NTT IndyCar race on June 23, 2019 at Road America. If you were keeping count, that's 1,133 days ago. That was Rossi's 8th career victory. Here's more with Alexander Rossi.
There's a lot of special things about this race. The fan turnout here for us as IndyCar drivers is always amazing, and seeing everyone with the merch and the autograph section, it's a very special thing to do for sure.
In NASCAR, AJ Allmendinger continued his dominance of the road course racing with a victory in the Xfinity Series at IMS. He couldn't stop buzzing afterward.
I've gotten to win a lot of races in the last couple of years, and 2 of them are here. And those are the most special races that I could possibly have.
To wrap last weekend at IMS, Tyler Reddick starred in the Cup Series. He won the pole, and then at the end of this race, he could feel the pressure when he restarted from the lead twice in the waning laps at IMS. But handling pressure is something that Reddick has been used to the last several weeks of the season. Just 19 days after he announces that he would be leaving Richard Childress Racing following the 2023 season, Reddick captures his 2nd Cup victory of the year and a race with a wild finish where Ross Chastain cut the course and crossed the finish line second, but was penalized 30 seconds for the move.
Watched a lot of racing at this venue as a kid growing up. A lot of really incredible drivers have won at this racetrack, and it's been really cool to be part of the group of drivers that have won here.
A weekend of legends in racing came during a weekend when the NBA world said goodbye to one of its brightest stars, its greatest champion, and a legend in the world of sports. The sports world mourns the passing of Bill Russell, the cornerstone of the Boston Celtics dynasty that won 8 straight titles and 11 overall during his career. He died last Sunday. The Hall of Famer was 88 years old. Russell was more than just a basketball superstar and a world-class athlete. As a dedicated human rights activist, he fought against racial inequality both in and out of professional sports. In February of 2011, Barack Obama presented Russell with the Presidential Medal of Freedom at the White House. Rest in peace, Bill. You will be dearly missed on and off the court. Bill Russell is number one, like always. To the back end of 5 on 5 we go. 5 sports stories and recap, and 5 to look out for in the week and months ahead. We begin with NFL camps reopening. The fall season is looming. We caught up with the Bronx's own Saquon Barkley of the New York Football Giants.
25 now, year 5, and one of the older guys in the building. And you know, I've been through a lot of ups and downs. I got to use that to my advantage. I can use that to lead, especially with some of the adversity that I had to deal with the last couple of years. I think that not only helped me as an athlete, but just as a person, as a man, as a brother, and as a teammate. And just try to be there and lead the best I can by the stuff that I learned in the previous 4 years and the stuff I will continue to learn.
Counting upwards here as we always do. That was number 1 on the back end. This is number 2 on this date in Bronx sports history. Back in our time machine we go on August 5th, 2007, with his 246th career victory and 8-5 win over KC. Yankees right-hander Mike Mussina becomes the winningest pitcher in baseball history without a 20-win season. Moose will reach the elusive milestone with a 20-9 record the next season, his last in the major leagues. The Hall of Famer, of course, doing that in 2008 as we said goodbye to the old Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx. Some very good memories here for us at BronxNet. At 3, Brooklyn Nets player Edmund Sumner surprised more than 30 children who were attending a Nets basketball academy summer camp at Felician University recently. While at the camp, Sumner spoke to the group about the importance of sportsmanship and fundamentals, and also engaged with the kids in various basketball drills. This summer, the Nets are hosting 9 summer camps across the New York area for children ages 6 to 14 of all skill levels. For more, visit nba.com/Nets. In at 4, the Yankees open a weekend road series tonight in St. Louis. The Mets nabbed the 5th spot hosting divisional rival Atlanta. That series opened yesterday at Citi Field and continues throughout the weekend in Flushing. To the C-list for a new doc that is a must-see featuring some of the Bronx's greatest hoop stars. Against the backdrop of New York City's epidemic of drugs and crime in the 1980s and 1990s, a unique style of basketball emerged. On the blacktop, the city's courts were defined by toughness, talent, and swagger. Hip-hop converged with hoops to change the game of basketball forever. Legends were born on playgrounds, in high school gyms, and in community centers around the city. Names like Kenny the Jet Smith, Dwayne Pearl Washington, Mark Jackson, Stephon Marbury, and the Bronx's own Rod Strickland by way of Truman High School. So many familiar faces for us, including Smush Parker. They made famous a style of basketball that changed the game. All of this is on display in the Showtime documentary NYC Point Gods. It is a must-see. Here's more from the premiere's red carpet in New York City.
When you think about the history of New York City point guards and their impact, not in this country, but in the world of basketball, the world of music, the world of entertainment, it's a heck of a story, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
I looked at Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson, Kenny Smith, Pearl Washington. Those were the guys, and in my eyes, rest in peace, he will be the best. He's the one guy that was the best, man. He was awesome.
I always say, nothing like a New York City point guard. NYC Point Gods. Catch it now on Showtime On Demand. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.